Welcome back to Quest Means Business. JetBlue CEO Robin Hayes tells CNN he's, quote, frustrated with the Biden administration's persistent travel restrictions on Europe. Despite the pandemic and all its uncertainty, the first JetBlue flight from New York to London landed early Thursday morning at Heathrow. It hopes to undercut the larger airlines by offering a similar product at a lower price. Travel across the Atlantic remains lopsided, to say the least. Vaccinated or tested Americans can go to most of Europe. Most Europeans still can't come to the United States or leave and come back without having to quarantine in higher risk nations in cases like my own. Well, Richard was on board the first flight to London, which was at capacity, and took the second flight back to New York, which was nearly empty.
After years of planning and a pandemic that devastated the industry, JetBlue is finally a transatlantic carrier.
We want to fly to Europe.
For the company and the British expat chief executive Robin Hayes, it's a moment to savour.
Well, London is really the biggest market. We don't fly out of New York and Boston today. So obviously we needed a different type of airplane. You know, we needed to get certification to fly across the Atlantic. That took a lot of work. But London really made sense because it's a large market. Our customers want us to fly there.
Is the plan to have a whole range? Paris, Rome, Madrid, Frankfurt. Is that where you're going?
Yeah, so we're going to start with London because it's the biggest market we don't serve. Once we have added sufficient frequencies in London, we'll look at some other markets in Europe. The XLR, which is slightly different to the airplane we're flying on today, will give us a bit more range. Yeah, we have 26 airplanes coming, Richard, to fly to Europe. So there's going to be several destinations.
The route is littered with examples of carriers that tried but failed to make the economics of this route work. From Freddie Laker and Laker Airways in the 1980s, and even Norwegian Air more recently announced it was no longer flying low-cost, long-haul. JetBlue believes they have a model that will work.
So we have a strong, loyal customer base. We're very well known in York, we're very well known in Boston. This is completely different to some of the other startups that you have seen over the years because they didn't really have any brand or familiarity at either end of the route. We're assuming by the end of next summer, we've probably got about 5 flights to London across both Boston and New York. And watch this space, Richard.
JetBlue's decision to continue with the launch of this route to London has raised some eyebrows in the industry. Firstly, of course, the Delta variant has changed all the calculations on what demand is likely to be. And then you've got the fact the corridor across the Atlantic is one way. Americans are welcome in Europe, but so far Brits and Europeans are not allowed to come back.
I'm frustrated about that because I think the US government should take a risk-based approach to travel. I mean, COVID infection rates in Europe are lower than many other countries in the world where you can fly from today. But look, as a US airline, we always knew most of our sales were going to be out the US. So the opening of the UK by the UK government is great news.
So it doesn't affect you as much in the sense of the westbound traffic?
It will have a little bit of an impact, but we still feel it's the right time for us to go.
On the question of mandates for masks, for vaccinations of staff, the United has said it's vaccinating and it's a mandate, the others haven't. You're sort of, I get the feeling you're all waiting and watching but not prepared to go there where Scott Kirby's gone.
Right now we are talking to our crew members, we're talking to our unions, we're talking to our crew members at JetBlue to see what we should do. You know, right now we are still strongly encouraging people to get vaccinated, but I don't rule out that at some point in the future a mandate may be something that we look at.
We'll start momentarily, thank you. We'll get you going as soon as we can.
I'll see you tomorrow. Tonight's JetBlue flight is full. Well, it is the inaugural service after all. The problem for the industry is that the transatlantic is still a one-way street. As I arrive at Heathrow, the hope is America will reopen its doors soon.
We need the US government to review its border policy. Really critical. UK government has taken the ambitious step of opening our borders, but we must have the US government doing the same reciprocally and putting in the ability for vaccinated passengers to travel to the US.
So far, the situation for both UK and EU is that the US is deaf to this claim. You know, and I know talks continually go on, but have you got hope? I mean, it's not going to happen this season, obviously. The summer's over, essentially. But have you got hope that you might be able to rescue something by Christmas?
I absolutely do have hope. I think when you look at the importance of that, I mean, it's a special relationship, isn't it, the US-UK? But there's a reason for that. It's because of family and historical connections. It's because of education, people going to the US to study, but very importantly, coming to the UK to study. And of course, it's a huge business and trade route. So yes, I am absolutely confident that there will be movement by Christmas. And, you know, vaccination levels in the US now are really motoring. They have had, as we did, another wave of COVID coming through. That is now starting to subside. So the conditions are becoming right for that policy decision to be made.
Heathrow is seeing some of the best passenger numbers it's had in more than a year. But the rate of growth, both here and at other European airports, is still much less than that seen in, for example, the United States or China. What the airports and airlines really want, of course, is for the US administration in Washington to allow vaccinated travellers to cross the pond. And so far, unfortunately, Washington doesn't want to play. I'm barely in Britain for 5 hours as I board the same aircraft for the return journey across the Atlantic. The clearest indication of what a change in US policy would mean can be seen on the return flight to the United States. Because Brits, even those fully vaccinated, are not allowed into the United States, well, this plane, it's about a quarter full. Richard Quest, CNN, somewhere across the North Atlantic.